Hi everyone, in this video I'm going to explain a very sharp opening in the bishop c5 variation in the Ruy Lopez with full of tactics and long variations and calculations. So it's fun because it has a lot of brainstorming here. Let's check. As you remember, the Ruy Lopez opening starts with the e4, e5, knight f3, knight c6 and bishop b5. And in the bishop c5 variation, c3 is the main move here. Now black can play f5. This is very sharp because black willingly weakens the king side here and attacking the e4 pawn. So what would white do? The e4 pawn is now under attack, so he can get the f5 pawn like this. This variation is similar to the Latvian opening or reverse king gambit, or he can simply use d4 here, just as in the other variation, attacking the c5 bishop and e5 pawn here. So most of the ideas in this variation are very similar to the king's gambit. So in the other videos I'm also going to explain the king's gambit, so it's good for you to closely watch the moves and ideas so that you can understand the king's gambit as well. Let's check the ef5 move first. Black can simply play e4 here. This is the normal move mostly used in these kind of positions, because here the e4 pawn is simply preventing the d4 move, making it very difficult to be played. Also attacking the f3 knight here and trying to control the center. Bishop takes c6 is the normal move. D cross c6. Now the black bishop is attacking to the f5 pawn, and now white plays knight e5 here. Now in these positions this play is also normally played, because here the h5 square is weak, so white can simply attack to this square. Knight e5, knight f6 protecting the square, and castle, d4, e d3, knight d3, bishop d6. And now this situation is almost equal, because now both sides have some control on the center here, and the endgame can be regarded as equal, because now the f4 knight here controls some of the squares e6 and d5, and the bishop and the knight here controls the e4 square, so this position can be seen as equal. Instead of ef5, white also can play d4, which gives a very sharp position here. Now there are two options for black. One is to take the e4 pawn, which is defenseless, or the other is to get the d4 pawn, as we saw before. e4, after e4 white can simply play e5. This is the move that we mostly see in the Latvian gambit or the king's gambit. In these kind of positions, the e5 pawn here simply controls the f6 square here, so it's very hard for black to develop this knight from this square. And also these f6 and g5 squares are very weak, so white can also play bishop g5. And also white has the plan to get the d4 square to get the center, because after this move white will be a very strong advantage. The c3 move is not mostly used, and not not playable, because here the d5 square is very weak, so white can immediately attack to this square, for example bishop c4 and queen d5, to use the weaknesses of these white squares here after knight c3, for example. So d5 is the normal move here. C d4 or knight d4 is possible. Actually knight d4 is much better because it attacks the f5 pawn here and the c6 knight here. Also c d4 is also possible, as we already saw it in the other variations. Bishop b4, bishop 3 is similar to the Italian opening as we see it before. So if you didn't check the Italian opening, you can check it to get familiar with these ideas. So f cross e4 is very sharp and very dangerous for black. Now if we check the variation, this is very long and requires very calculation. Bishop c6 here, d c6, knight e5. Now this gives white a very strong advantage because he both attacks the c5 bishop here, this way, attacking the bishop, and also because the h5 square is weak, white threatens to check at the h5 square and then checkmate at the f7. So it's very hard for black to defend both threats, because bishop d6 is already losing. After bishop d6, qh5 check, and well, you see the king e7 and king f8 is losing. g6 is the only move, knight g6, and now the black is losing because the h pawn is pinned. This is losing, but the rook here, and knight g6, knight f6, queen h6, which gives white a very strong advantage after queen g7, for example. Rook g8, knight h4, and then bishop g5 gives white a very strong attack. So queen f6 is the only move to defend both attacks, because now this queen is supporting the g6 move, and also white cannot get the bishop here because of this move. But still the check gives white a very strong advantage, because g6, knight g6, now it's possible for black to get this knight by the queen. Queen c5, getting this defenseless bishop, and queen g2. This is a very interesting position, because now after queen e5 check and king d8, now both sides are attacking the castles here. Now there are interesting variations, so let's check this variation in detail. Now it's normal, actually it's very normal in this kind of positions, that white plays rook f5, because now white simply gets the rook to a place where it is defended by the king. However, the black also has a very strong move. You need to remember this move because it's very typical in these kind of positions. Bishop h3, now attacking the rook here, and also threatening to get it by a check. For example, after the queen h6, black is simply winning after this move, for example here and here, checkmating the position. So in this position the rook f1 is not simply played, but if white can simply get the rook here, queen takes, king d2 and queen g2. Here the queen defends the knight here and also attacking the f2 pawn, so white still losing the position. So to prevent this, white uses a very strong move in this position. So you need to remember this move and understand it deeply, because it's mostly used in this kind of positions. This is called the checking. The move is this. Check. Now the e file is controlled by the queen, so black only needs to play king d7. Now the king here, while closing the way of the bishop here, so now the bishop h3 is not possible. So white can move now the rook f1. Now this move is not possible, so white is simply winning, because now white simply defends this rook at this position and also gains the rook at the h8 square. So he is winning. This is a very strong tactical moves by both sides. I suggest you to remember them because they are used in lots of positions. And we are going to check one last variation, which is also very sharp. After f5, white can immediately get the knight here. This takes and knight e5, and here white also threatens the h5 square. So it's possible for black to use this move in this position, because now the queen protects the h5 square and also attacking the g2 pawn, as we already saw. There are variations here, for example d4 move, rook g2 here. Now the queen attacking both e4 square and h1 square. Now we can play queen f3. This is another move that is mostly used in this kind of positions, because now the queen protected by this knight attacking the queen here like this, if e4 and knight g5. This position is almost equal because now white gets this pawn here and attacking the bishop so that the bishop can return. Knight e4, bishop f5 and knight g3, bishop g6 and bishop f4 here. Almost equal position by the look, because both sides can develop the pieces here. Also, one last move here. After e takes f5 and e4, bishop can also take the knight here, d takes and knight e5. Now in this position it's also possible for the black to use this move here. d4 is the normally used, queen g2. And now this also requires some calculation, because here qh5 is possible, g6, and now this position looks quite interesting, because now white can get the g pawn and then using this pawn to get some queen here, and also rook here is dangerous. fg6, very interesting move here. Rook h1 check, rook e2. Now this position is interesting because now white can simply play g7 to get a queen, another queen here. This pawn cannot be get because of this, as we already saw this. So the bishop g4 is possible in this position. very interesting tactics like this. Knight f5, qe6, and now white simply wins the position. Because of this knight, the black queen cannot check at the square and he is simply losing. Okay, this is very interesting tactics. I hope you enjoy it. Thank you for watching this video, and I hope to see you in the other videos. In the other video, I'm going to explain the Berlin opening in the Ruy Lopez. So don't miss it. Thank you.